Hey everybody, it's Chris Eads, and our line is Wootini, another gay gamer video podcast for you. We have a lot to cover because I didn't make one of these last week, so I'm just going to dive right in, and hopefully this one won't turn out to be too long in the end. Fingers crossed. Last weekend, not this weekend, last weekend, I went to the movies and I saw The End of Oak Street, which is about a suburban family who is suddenly teleported back in time with their entire neighborhood, is teleported back in time to the age of the dinosaurs, and then dinosaurs run rampant through their suburban streets, killing and eating people, and the family has to struggle to survive. It's a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. The family is, obviously they're having problems. The marriage is in trouble, and the kids or whatever, and the characters are very thinly drawn. They're barely characters, but I will give Anne Hathaway credit for actually doing a really good job with a terribly underwritten role. So props to her. Everyone else is just sort of there. But who cares about the characters? You're here to watch dinosaurs eat people. That's why you're watching this movie. And on that count, fully delivers. It's not afraid to get dark. Although it does get a little Spielberg-y happy ending at the end, but whatever. It's still clever enough that I forgave it, that part. But the dinosaurs look great. They eat people. That's what you're here for. And also what I appreciated, it was like 90 minutes, 100 minutes long, in and out. It doesn't waste time. There's no, it's not like 2.5 hours long. It's not trying to be something it's not. It's just like, here are dinosaurs eating people. Done. Enjoy. And I did, especially in IMAX. And then on Sunday, when I would normally have filmed a podcast, I went to see Six the Musical live, because as I mentioned in the previous episode, when I saw Hadestown, there was a trailer for Six, and I had known about the Broadway musical, but never thought about seeing it. I don't think I knew what it was about, really. But having just watched, with my husband, this BBC miniseries about the 6 Wives of Henry VIII, I was like, oh, it's a musical about the 6 Wives of Henry VIII, and the concept is that they're pop stars, and they're all modeled after different pop stars like Beyonce and Britney Spears and Avril Lavigne and whatever, and they do a concert, and they try to be who was the most put upon wife of Henry VIII, who had the saddest life, kind of thing. And I was like, oh my god, I have to see this. So as soon as I got out of Hadestown, I immediately opened up the AMC app and I booked myself a ticket. I already had the End of Oak Street ticket, so I had to get it for Sunday. So Sunday afternoon, when I would normally be doing the podcast, I was in the movies watching Six the Musical live. With the original West End cast, they got together and filmed in London. They did a few performances so that they could have this filmed record of the show with the original West End cast, and they were fantastic. Songs are really catchy. It doesn't quite stick the landing when the concept falls apart and it's that's girl power, and it was okay, fine. But the songs are really good and it's very funny. So I enjoyed it. So this weekend I thought, hey, maybe I'll take my husband to see it because our anniversary is coming up next week. So I could take him to see the movie because I'll get it free with my AMC A-List subscription. I'll just pay for his ticket. And he'll enjoy it because, he liked the miniseries too. So I thought we'd go see the movie. But then I checked the AMC app and it's only playing on Saturday at 9:30 in the morning in one theater. So that was a hard no for both of us. So we're not getting up at 8 in the morning to go see a movie. No, who does? I can't imagine anybody's in the theater for that at 9:30 in the morning. Come on. So anyway, I was like, oh, well, never mind. I'll just show it to him when I buy the Blu-ray when it comes out. And then on a whim, I said, let me go online and enter the lottery for tickets for Saturday night. Let's see what happens. And I won tickets. They were actually pretty good seats. They were up in the front mezzanine. Pretty good seats, I thought. Nice view of the stage. I'm not surprised that I got tickets because, there were 2 people next to us, and the rest of the row was empty, and the entire row behind us was empty. There were a lot of empty seats in the mezzanine, so I'm not surprised that I was able to easily get lottery tickets on my first try. But the show was really good. Bought a shirt. The reason I wanted to go see it on Broadway specifically was because 2 of the original West End queens who were in the movie they just joined the Broadway show this week, so I was like, at least 2 of the 6 will be from the movie, so that I know they'll be good. The other ones were also very good. So it was great to see it live, and now I just have to wait for the Blu-ray so I can watch the proper version again, with the proper queens. Then, this weekend, I finally got around to seeing Teenage Sex and Death at Camp Miasma, which is the new film from Jane Schoenbrunn, and just like I saw the TV Glow, it's super weird, super stylish, and super cool, and very queer, and I liked it. The basic premise is there's a filmmaker who is trying to reboot an old horror franchise, Camp Miasma, and she wants to get the first movie's final girl to be in the reboot. And that's Gillian Anderson, who is doing a southern drawl and sounding like Dolly Parton for some reason, but she's absolutely delightful and fabulous in this, and I just loved her. And it gets sexy, it gets bloody, it gets violent. They show you the old movie, and then the movie starts to overlap with reality, and then things get even weirder. But as opposed to I Saw the TV Glow, this one kind of has a happy ending, I think. It felt happy to me. At least she's happy, so whatever. It's very weird. Loved all the references to the Camp Miasma stuff. It's all Friday the 13th logo and everything, and all the movies and the franchise. It's all very based on Friday the 13th. But there's also like Nightmare on Elm Street and Sleepaway Camp and even Videodrome. So it's very weird. If you can handle weird, you will enjoy it. If you don't go for weird, maybe it's not your thing. My husband's like, watch it when it's on Shudder. I was like, no. I don't think it's going to end up on Shudder because it's a movie, but also I don't think you would like it. So it's almost 2 hours long, and you would turn it off after an hour probably. Or you'd sit for the full 2 and be mad at the end that it sucked and you hated it. So yeah, that was a lot of entertainment over the past couple of weeks. As for games, Nikki, the last couple weeks, I've just been doing random stuff, waiting for the new update, because, as you recall, last episode I finished the storyline. So I've just been doing random stuff around Heaven's Reach, like side quests and things, and exploring and finding chests and new areas and unlocking, save points and whatever. That's about it. Just digging around, waiting for the next update. With Disney, I'm at the very end of the Star Path now, but of course there's still 3 or 4 weeks of the routine duties to have to take care of every Wednesday. I also am close to, I also have maxed out Ralph's friendship, but I've only done one of his friendship quests, so I should probably get around to those. And then also this past week they started another floating island festival. This one, they made it look like a Disney theme park. And I'm doing those puzzles as they unlock over the next couple of weeks to unlock whatever rewards I get, even if I don't actually really want them, because they're all decoration stuff and I don't do a lot of decorating. I would prefer clothing, boy clothing, but whatever. But I have made some really good progress with The Sinking City. So I finished the main quest that I was doing, which I enjoyed because you actually had choices this time around, and it wasn't just do you want to do this or that? It was you had multiple ways that you could wrap up this case, because this guy got murdered and you got framed for it. So you can find the guy. I found the guy who actually shot him, And he was like, I was pressured into doing it because these people kidnapped my family and they forced me to shoot this guy. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go rescue your family. But then you're left with, he's like, thank you for rescuing my family. I'll just go turn myself in. And I'm like, oh, but you shouldn't pay for a crime you were forced to commit. And, that sucks. Meanwhile, the guy who was the eyewitness, who says it was you who shot this guy, he's this like mayoral candidate who's completely corrupt and he's awful. So you go to him and you can try to see if you could change, you're like, hey, it wasn't me who did it. Change your statement. He's like, I will totally change my statement and say it wasn't you that shot him if you kill my elderly aunt so I can get her inheritance. And I'm like, no, I'm not killing your elderly aunt. Like, what? Come on, man. So, like, you're left with all these options. Like, you can let that guy turn himself in. You can kill this guy's aunt. There's multiple ways to deal with the situation. I was not killing his aunt. So what I ended up doing was what I felt was probably the best solution was I took the murder weapon and framed the mayoral candidate who wanted me to kill his aunt. Because he's a shitty person, so he can be executed for the murder. So I framed him. That way the other guy is like, thank you, and I rescued his family, and he can just go and live his life until the Lovecraftian monsters kill us all. But I appreciated having, like, multiple solutions to the dilemma. Not that it impacts the world of the game very much, but I appreciated having those options and being able to do what I felt was right. The choices are never good, but this is probably one of the least bad ones I've encountered. So then I finished that quest, and as a reward, I got a new outfit, but it's the same thing that my mysterious benefactor is wearing, which is this like mustard yellow suit. It's very garish and it doesn't really fit in the dreary world of this sinking city, so I'm not wearing that. Then and then it like puts you towards the next quest, but it feels like we're heading into the end game. I don't think this is the final quest. I think there's one more after this one. So there's like 2 more main quests, and I was like, you know what? Let me go back and do some side quests so that I can wrap up the side quests. That way when I'm not going to do them all, because a couple of them I think are from like the DLC where they're just like random fetch quests, like find all of these different books scattered around the city. And I was like, I'm not doing that. That's just busy work. Nobody has time for that. So I want to finish the smaller storyline ones that have a little bit of a story to them. I'll do those side quests. And that way, like, when I reach the end of the game, I'm done. I prefer to do that. Have everything wrapped up so that when I finish the game, I am done. So I thought I would do a couple of the side quests before getting back into the main stuff. And there's this outfit that I wanted that you get for doing a certain side quest. So I found that side quest. There's a grave digger at the cemetery who's like, hey, can you help me? Some bodies have been stolen. And so I helped him find the dead bodies, and it was not too hard. And then after that, I got that outfit, which, of course, it's this nice gray coat with glasses and everything, which, of course, just like all the outfits, it looks great in the selection screen, but then in-game, it's like, but the graphics just aren't good, but I'm used to it, it's fine. So then I also, in doing that quest, I had to go to the library to look something up and ran into Joy again. And poor Joy used to be a singer. Now her mouth is sewn shut. She won't tell me why, but whatever. And she's like, there's a woman in my house trying to kill me. And I'm like, okay, I'll go check that out as soon as I finish this, finding these bodies. So then I did the Joy quest where it turns out these guys had like summoned this witch to kill her, but she killed them. And now she's like in Joy's apartment, and she like skinned her dog and used the skin to make a teddy bear. It's gross. So I took care of her. And now I'm just doing some side quest things, and then I'll probably do a main quest, and then the rest of the side quest, and then the final quest. Because I'm assuming like all of these games, there will come a point where the game will be like, hey, if you want to do any more side stuff, do it now, because once you do this bit, you're done. And we'll see what happens. So I'm going to shut up now because this has gone on way too long. I told you I didn't want it to be too long. So come back next time. I promise it'll be much shorter and I'll have a lot less to talk about. Bye!